Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also share this video to somebody that might find value in it. Today I would like to show you the exercises that I do with this JAMMER arms. This JAMMER arms is from Hulkfit Fitness. I purchased it on Amazon, and since I got it, I've been using this to simulate all of the exercises that I do on a weekly basis. Now, when I do these exercises, I try to keep the setting fixed, right? I try not to keep moving the JAMMER arms up and down so that I can quickly move through the workouts here. And the first exercises that I do with these ones, I actually did this today. And of course, the obvious one, which is flat bench, right? Flat bench. I just leave these JAMMER arms in that angle right there, right? So that is the setting I have for flat bench. And then when I went through the decline and incline bench, all I did is moved the back right here of my bench, right? So decline or incline, incline, flat, and of course the decline bench right there. And so far so good. Now I'm only able, actually you have plenty of grips right here to use when you're doing your flat bench, incline or decline, right? You can use this one, this one, this one. I cannot reach all the way over here, so my hands are right here when I'm doing the bench exercises. And of course, you can turn your head either facing this way, right, or facing the other way. I like to turn or face the other way right here, right? So instead of facing the inside of my rack, I'd like to face outside, right? All right, so that's what I do when it comes to chest presses, right? Chest exercises. Comment down below if you have any questions in regards to these exercises. I'll be more than happy to address it as soon as I can. And by the way, on my previous video regarding these JAMMER arms, I told you that, I showed you that I was using my spotter arms, right, to loop the chain around it. I changed my mind on that one, and I'm choosing the weight plate storage right here because some exercises I cannot perform. I cannot get a full range of motion because the edge of this spotter arm right here is touching the lever arms, right? So I switched to using this one. And once again, you can use hitch pins, and one day probably I will break down and use hitch pins, or either that I'll just buy another set of these chain right here so that I can connect them and I can have that stationary in one spot and just adjust the height of the lever arms using this chain right here. But anyway, so once I finished my exercises, I did the incline, decline, bench. I did not move, right? As mentioned earlier, I'd like that setting right there to be stationary. Now from here you can do back exercises or lat exercises, right? So you would do this with dumbbell rows, right? You would put your hands right here, or you would be on top of your bench, right? This is exactly what I did. My knees is in the bottom of my bench right here, my hands right here, and my right hand is gripping this one right here, right? What I did though is I had to empty this one and lower this thing a little bit, right? But that one right there is fixed where it's at. I just need to lower this thing a little bit, adjust the chain right here, make it lower, and you can do lat or back exercises in this position right here, right? You have this grip and you have this grip as well. Depending on how long your arms is, you might be able to do this grip right here or that right there, right? So this targets the, maybe even over here also, this targets the back and the lat, right? And of course you can do the same also on the left hand right here, right? So lat exercises, your hand right here. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with that when you're using a dumbbell, to where you would be on top of the bench and you would be just doing pulls with the dumbbell, except this time you're going to be using the jammer arms. Just make sure that the length or the height of this area right here is to your preferences. All right, moving along, the third exercise that I did today, right? The setting is still the same. I did not move this spot right here. I only had to lower this area right here to the height that I want. All right, so next up is curls, right? Curls. This one right here, you have one grip. I can only do two, actually 2 or 3 grips, right? But the third grip is kind of difficult, and I'll show that in a minute. So this right here, this grip for curls exercises, right? Curl exercises, and also this one right here, right? Curl exercises right here. You may need to position your body and your distance to it so that you can squeeze that bicep muscle. What I'd like to do, because this one is tied in, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a curl and I'd like to throw it, right? So curl and then throw, catch, curl, throw, catch. If I miss and I don't catch it, the chain right here is going to prevent it from falling on my knees. Just needs to make sure that you do use a collar to keep these weights right here in place, because they do come off, right? As they rattle, as you get going on your workout, they do rattle. And of course I do the same on the left hand side right here, right? So I would curl it midway, just throw, curl, throw, curl, throw, right? I hope that is clear enough. And of course you can also do it with this side right here, right? The curl and then the throw and then catch. That for me works the bicep really well. It also targets the forearm, but mostly the bicep. The third grip for curl is holding. Yeah, you position yourself facing the outside of your rack, right? You put your again, I do not do this a lot because my arms are short, right? I don't have a good range of motion to where I put my hands right here, and on the other side also, right here, and I'll just curl both of them at the same time, right? Pay attention to your wrist, pay attention to your back and to your neck. If things starts to hurt when you're doing these exercises, either move your positioning, move your body, or just need to stop and do these exercises with the dumbbells or easy bar or Olympic bars. So when I do the curls on this equipment, what I'd like to do is slide my palm, right, as I'm doing the exercises, slide it this way, because you can't treat it like a dumbbell. With a dumbbell, you can actually twist the whole thing with you. But with this one, because it is fixed, you just need to slide, right? Slide your hand or palm like that so that you can get a full range of motion right there. All right, next up is calf raises. Calf raises, again, I did not move the setting right there, only the chain, right? Only the height of the handle here that I moved. So calf raises, you would grab this handle right here and also the other one, right? And you'll just go with it, right? Calf raises. And what I'd like to do also is I'd like to use dip dish, right? Dip dish weight plates, and I would stand on it on my tippy toe, right? And I would do calf raises with that, like this, right? You can use, if you have 2 of this dip dish weight plates, you can use both of them, put them side by side so that you can spread your foot a little bit. All right, so those are the 4 exercises that I was able to do today, and I hope that you can implement that into your workout if you have jammer arms. I'm pretty sure that most of what I mentioned might not work for everybody, depending on what kind of handle you have with your jammer arms, but I'm hoping that you can, for the most of us, you can implement it. And of course, I will have more of this video. I'll show you guys maybe next week the other exercises that I do with this jammer arms. Hey, thank you so much for spending your time watching this video. Hope it was a help. Comment or like or subscribe if you have not already. And thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. And I will see all of you on the next one.